Welcome to another episode of Half and Half, where we typically review movies, but we really don't. It's mostly a list thing. But today we're gonna go into some juicy news. We just thought this will be a good way to kill 30 to 45 minutes. But yeah, I'm John. We didn't introduce each other in the last one.
We have never introduced each other, I don't think, in any podcast
I think
we've ever
we usually
done.
do. Do we?
No.
Oh shit.
I don't think we do.
Well, I'm John, and this is Mitchell.
I'm Mitchell.
Yeah, we've been doing this. This is like episode. I think we're technically episode like 8.
This is the long, like, we've been doing this for 8 episodes, and we're still terrible at intros. All I know how to do is sit there and think, hi, I'm Mitchell.
I will never, welcome. The day I stopped saying welcome, like a friggin', like I'm on the guy on the train at Disney.
I think it's a staple now. I think you have to.
I don't know if it's a staple when we're only 8 episodes in. We're not on video format, and our profile picture is clip art.
That is true. It is clip art. You gotta wear it though. Wear it like a badge of honor. Everywhere you go, just like welcome.
I pray to God that if in the event that we ever become famous, in the off chance that we ever make a dime off this shit, I pray to God whoever made that clip art doesn't sue us to shit.
Oh, they absolutely will. They'll sue us for all $15 we make on every video.
I wish.
We should definitely do it.
We should. But we're not only are we broke, we're also horribly ignorant as to how to do this.
Oh yeah, we are literally recording on a phone in a car in a parking lot, and we have been for 8 episodes.
Exactly. So. Yeah, my phone's on airplane mode and my shit is on silent so that Marvel Puzzle Quest doesn't vibrate the life out of my thing saying, hey, you got gems. By the way, this is just off topic. I recently started playing Future Fight again. Marvel has like 4 main games: Puzzle Quest, Future Fight, like Hero Academy, and Contest of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
Contest of Champions is like the side-scroller fighter.
I played Contest of Champions and I got so angry because it is there's a point where you really do have to pay to win that game, and I'm just like, well, fuck it.
It's
I don't
cool,
care.
but it's not. Like, I feel like every time I play it, I'm like, oh, this is awesome, and then 20 minutes go by, I'm like, dear fucking God, why?
It's just like it's like the dopamine hit, like, you know, you level up and you're just like, you're like, I'm high on Marvel.
And then you gotta pay $48 for Magneto in a black suit.
Yeah.
You're like,
do I really like this game?
Do I care about Magneto that much? The answer is no.
I wanted to get into Puzzle Quest, but like I forgot how to play it, and I tried to delete it.
You did say that.
I delete it every single time, and then it comes back and it saves my progress. I'm like, no, this is not what I want. Please, God.
Puzzle Quest is fun. It's also like, it's also pretty paywall-y. That's why I hacked it. I think I told you, I want to say we talked about this on our Shyamalan video, but I have a second phone, and I have an app that I can use to rebuild apps. So every time they come out with an update, I just rebuild it.
Oh my God.
And I just buy a bunch of gold. And I put it on my Facebook too, so when I go on my main phone, I have all my goodies. I could do it at work.
Or use your Facebook for checking on relatives and
checking on
Puzzle
relatives.
Quest sweet hacks.
Sweet. I want to get them gems. Got to get that 5-star Talos. But anyway, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, news. As of recording, it has been like, I think this happened Wednesday, right? It has been like 5 days since Disney bought Fox.
Officially, I think it's
20th? It was the 20th, right?
Was it the 20th?
Like the 20th at 12:02. 20th to 21st.
We are horribly unprepared.
No, it was a Wednesday. I can tell you that much because
if it was a Wednesday, then it was like
I worked that day.
Like 5 or 6 days ago. No, like 4 or 5 days ago.
So yeah,
I don't do math good.
On a day this week,
yes,
Disney bought Fox, and I think they officially own 20% of all media or all movies or some bullshit like that. Makes me very nervous.
I don't know how this is like legal.
Exactly.
Because this is almost a monopoly at this point.
It is.
Because they own almost everything you watch, like Paramount, Marvel, Star Wars, like almost everything you watch, it has some tie to the Disney Corporation.
Did you see? I saw, and I feel really bad for using other people's podcast points, but the Funhouse podcast mentioned how 7 out of 10 of the biggest movies last year were Disney.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Look at this year. I mean, you got like Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Avengers.
Captain is like touching a billy right now. I think they got like 901 or some shit.
You got Star Wars. You got all that money.
You
got the animated movies.
Star Wars is guaranteed $1 billion. Endgame is guaranteed $1 billion, and that movie, I think we talked about this. It's all profit.
Endgame will be in theaters for 7 months.
Yes,
it will absolutely.
That will be. Do you remember how long Epic had Force Awakens? Fucking forever.
I know, because you know why? Because I saw it 7 times here for free. Boom! Take that, Disney. Not giving you a cent.
Whatchamacallit? I think, what is it? I started in March. It left in like May.
Yeah, like it was. Well, to be fair, Epic keeps a lot of weird movies for a long time.
Suicide
But
Squad.
they kept that Hillary Clinton movie for like.
Yeah, they
3
had that
months.
for a little too long. That made me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Remember when we were walking to clean that theater and you held the door and people were like, "You need to watch this movie."
Dude, I had a guy come out and like was so. He was like, "God bless America," and like brushed past me, and I was like,
"All right,
what the fuck is this movie even about?"
Right. and then wasn't there an after credit scene? No, I'm thinking of God's Not Dead.
God's Not Dead had an after credit scene, and I was cleaning the theater, and I'm like, "There's no way." I'm like, "Is Thanos gonna show up in this scene?"
Yeah,
that'd be
it
amazing.
Myself. And then he walks into the church.
No, the priest gets arrested.
Yeah,
he gets arrested.
He gets arrested for something that isn't touching a kid. That is astounding.
I was like, I gotta see God's Not Dead too.
I gotta see.
I'm bought in.
I gotta get this God's Not Dead trilogy. The God's Not Deadiverse.
The God CU, GCU.
The GCU.
GNDCU.
I like that one. That's a good one. Oh gosh. Anyway, yeah. Oh, they bought Fox. So
yeah.
What's gonna
Already
happen?
off topic.
What's gonna happen? So I saw something saying Kevin Feige was talking to the writer of some movie. I forget what movie it was, but when I saw it, I said, "Huh." And about writing a Doctor Doom standalone. That would be the first Fox movie.
He already has a script written, is what I understand. He
Awesome.
already has a script written, and he went to Kevin Feige with the script saying, hey, I got a script.
Doctor Doom.
Let's make this happen. Come on.
Okay, so here's the thing. So I actually, last night, I was curious just to see how far things went off course. I watched the Phase 3 reveal video. And I'm not sure if you remember what the Phase 3 reveal video was.
I saw the picture you posted on Twitter, and
Yes.
I was like, wow.
Yeah,
because
it's fucking crazy.
So,
So,
well, they had the Civil War, the fake Civil War name.
yes, the Serpent Society, which that reveal was badass. I'm not sure if you remember.
I only remembered, like, I didn't even see Serpent Society. I only saw it reveal the Civil War.
So how it was like, Kevin Feige was like, "Oh, Serpent Society is the first cat," and people were like, "Okay, I guess."
Like, that's stupid.
And then he went on the list, and then at the end of it, after everything, I think he was like, "JK, Civil War brings out Chris Evans and freaking Robert Downey."
Oh, and T'Challa.
Chadwick, yeah.
Chadwick Boseman was there.
Yeah, so he brings them out, and they're like, "Hey, so I think it was Tony who was like." Robert Downey, who was like, "Hey, we got the Panther for this one," and then Chadwick walks out, and I was like, "Oh, I love 42." But yeah, so it's crazy because Inhumans was still on the list to come out like 3 months ago.
As a movie.
Yes, as a film,
Not a garbage TV show that nobody saw.
Not season 1 that 2 people watched.
Did they even air the whole thing?
I think they had to because they were like, "Shit, we gotta get some ad revenue. We gotta make some money off this bitch."
I know Marvel was retweeting like anybody they could that had anything positive to say. I'm like, these have got to be bots. Like, they have to be.
They bought these motherfuckers. But no, did you see whatchamacallit? Do you remember how it had an IMAX release?
It had for the first episode. It had IMAX release. I'm like, that's really strange.
That's really cocky too. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna release this show in IMAX."
Well, they also didn't show any of the actual show in the trailer for the IMAX thing, so like that kind of played because if you watch the trailer, the show production value looks like shit.
Exactly.
Like, it looks
if I
so
saw
terrible.
that on an IMAX screen and paid $20 for that, I'd be absolutely livid.
I'd be like, why does she look like she has a fucking Nicki Minaj wig on?
Oh my gosh, she did. Oh my god, why are they all looking at that CGI dog? Why is he teleporting? I told you, they fucking love that dog, bro. I hate
Do people really like that
People
dog?
love that freaking dog, and I
I
hate
don't know
it.
anything about him, and he's
His name is Lockjaw, and I hate him.
He's in the
I hate
Spider-Man game.
I hate all Inhumans, but yes, he is. I thought that was actually cute. I'm not gonna lie. I saw that. I was like, haha, it's funny. But when around the time that they announced this, Marvel really banked on Inhuman stuff. In their comics, they made a new Inhuman series. I think they made 2, to be honest with you.
Did they?
They made 2 Inhuman comic series. They introduced a character who's actually pretty cool. His name is Dante, and his superhero name is Inferno because he goes on fire. So he's some Spanish dude, and he goes on fire. He's like if Human Torch was badass, because I think he has super strength too.
Oh, so he's just like steroids.
He's just and he like gets all like his skin turns into like soot and it's all black and stuff. He sounds
okay.
cool. Executed horribly, but yeah, they really tried to bank on that Inhuman thing, and then they were like, yeah, we're not gonna do a movie, let's do a show, and then they did a show, and they're like, yeah, let's not do this.
Well, that's because they like didn't even announce they took it off the release schedule. They just kind of took it off. What Inhumans? I don't know what you're talking about. Hey.
Black who? Black Bolt? What?
Like, but I think it. Do you think it had anything to do with the actors that they picked? They didn't think they were strong enough to carry the show because the guy they had playing Black Bolt looked like a straight up mannequin. Like he just looked like he like totally emotionless. Like had almost no charisma. I mean, he didn't say anything, but I guess that has to do with his character.
I told you, yeah, he doesn't talk.
He looks like a fucking idiot. Like, I just saw the trailer and I was like, ugh.
Can I tell you something? Do you remember that Vin Diesel was supposed to play him? Do you remember that?
Did he? No, I didn't know that.
When they were gonna do a movie, he was supposed to be the Black Bolt. It was his voice was gonna be. Everyone was like, it's funny how his voice is Groot and his not voice is Black Bolt. Like, that was supposed to be a thing that they were really pushing. And then they were like, never mind.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, that's stupid, it turns out.
Exactly. Black Bolt isn't... Here's the thing. Yes, he doesn't talk, but he still is a deep character. Like, he's still, like, very... Whatchamacallit? He still conveys a lot of emotion. He has a son that freaking hates him. He has, like, 30 wives. He's, like, he's a... Whatchamacallit? He's a polygamist.
Do you think that they went out and they tried to find a director for this movie? Or somebody with a vision, and they're all like, I don't want to touch this?
I think they probably got a script and they were like, Jesus Christ. So they canceled that.
Yeah.
They added Ant-Man and the Wasp, because I think Ant-Man came out around the time of the... no, it still didn't come out yet. Ant-Man didn't come out by the time of the release, because they announced Phase 3 in 2014.
Ant-Man was before because Ant-Man was in Civil War and like that was okay.
Ant-Man was 2015, late 2015, like a month or two after fucking Age of Ultron. But so yeah, that happened. We didn't have Ant-Man and Wasp. We didn't have the Spider-Man news yet. We didn't know that he was getting a movie. So they inserted 2 movies, took one out, and changed the dates around because Captain Marvel was originally supposed to come out when Ant-Man and the Wasp did, and they gave Captain Marvel the Inhumans was supposed to come out in November. They just canned that bitch, I think. But yeah, they did some moving around. Captain Marvel was supposed to come out directly after Infinity War.
I just got a thought. So speaking of like when they're moving it around, so you know how Robert Downey Jr. on Twitter was like, hey Marvel, can we move it up a month? And they're like, sure. And they moved up the event. I think that's why they haven't put tickets out yet. I think they're gonna be like, hey, surprise motherfuckers, it's out tomorrow. And they're gonna be like, dude, I will shit
can I tell you something?
A brick. Like,
can I ruin your day? They already did that because it was supposed to come out like May something. And they were like, move it up a week. And they were like, we moved it up a week.
I think that's why. I think because they would have definitely put out...
It was supposed to come out like May 3rd originally. And then they moved it to April 26th.
I think they're going to be like, hey.
You think they're going to move it up more?
It's out right now. You're like,
hey,
what?
Hey, guess what?
There's cities will burn to the ground.
Hey, you want to see Shazam? Too bad.
all the movie companies that put out movies, they're like, what the fuck?
It's like when Amy Poehler released that movie when Star Wars The Force Awakens came out.
Oh, Sisters or whatever?
Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Amy Poehler. They probably didn't make a dime.
No.
Anyway, my point of bringing up the Phase 3 schedule is that whatever they announced is probably going to get changed. So who cares what they announced? I think they have announced several movies. We're only getting after Endgame, we're getting Spider-Man, and then they don't have another thing until May 2020.
Really?
Yeah. This hasn't happened since Ultron, where Ultron came out, then Ant-Man, which was July-ish, and then we didn't see anything until Civil War, which was May the next year. So we're going to have a drought, basically.
So Spider-Man really has to be they really have to amp up the future of the MCU in that movie.
Yes.
Because I'm probably not going to be bought into it after Endgame. After Endgame, I'm probably going to be like,
I know a lot of people are saying they're done, and I don't know they're gonna have to do something. I'm gonna watch everything superhero regardless for the next 30 years.
I mean, yeah, I'm just like, it was the same for that brief period, like for that brief period after Civil War. I was like, I didn't even see Doctor Strange in theaters. I rented it on Xbox. I was like, whatever. Like, I was totally bought out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I was like,
and then they brought you back in with what? What brought you back in?
What was it? I would need to see the release schedule. I want to say it was.
I think after Doctor. Shit, what was right after Doctor? I hope it wasn't Guardians. I think it was. Was it really?
I think it was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't even
Guardians and Thor.
No. That's what brought me back in. Is I went to go see Guardians 2 because they had an event at AMC that they had for Captain America Winter Soldier that it was a double feature, and they gave you a legit movie poster, like a full-sized movie poster. I'm like, okay, boom. At least I got a movie poster out of it. I'll go see it. So I went there, and they gave me about, I want to say, an 8x8 poster.
Like
it was supposed to be like a vinyl.
A Walmart poster?
Yeah, like it's supposed to look like a vinyl, and I'm like, this is garbage. So then that's, I after that movie.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man came out after Guardians.
After that movie, I was like, whatever.
Exactly.
And then Spider-Man, it's okay. It was pretty good. I want to say, I don't know. I just, after seeing, like, I wasn't really hyped for Doctor Strange, and I wasn't really hyped for Guardians.
Exactly. Doctor Strange, we had the screening the same day of the World Series. And I'm not sure if you know, that was the Cubs World Series. Ben Baker was there. The man who loves the Cubs.
Really?
Yeah, so we were all kind of more hyped for him than for the Doctor. So, like,
I'm surprised he was there for that.
We watched it, like, at bar. We watched it at bar. We didn't start the screening until after the,
gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought you were watching it during the World Series.
No.
Like, he picked Doctor Strange
over
the Cubs winning the World Series.
But no, we watched that, so we were all like hyped that, yay, the Cubs just broke history. And then we saw Doctor Strange. We were like, all right, have a good night, everyone. Congrats, Ben. All right, going to work tomorrow.
Doctor Strange was whatever.
Exactly.
The effects were cool, but I mean,
it was
kind of.
I like Barrymore. I like Barrymore though, and I want to see what they. I'm glad they didn't kill him because
I love Chiwetel Ejiofor. I think he's awesome,
and I hope he's gonna do something great in the next one. I have a feeling. So here's the thing. This release schedule, right? Again, I have a feeling they're gonna add movies since buying the Fox, because it's gonna be Spider-Man in July and nothing until May of next year. They're not gonna make freaking Doctor Strange the May movie. That's probably gonna be Guardians 3 in my opinion.
Well, I saw something that said we're not gonna see anything from Fantastic Four or X-Men
2021
until 2021.
Yes.
But I have a feeling they're gonna set up. Almost positive they're gonna put Galactus at the end of Endgame.
So
almost positive.
Are you? Okay.
Yes.
So here's the thing. I still don't know what we're getting at the end of Endgame.
I know it's not gonna be.
Do not know.
It's not going to be anything like heavy. Like, it's not going to be an X-Man. It's not going to be a Fantastic Four.
As much as I want Charles to wheel out and be like, I'm glad I'm alive again.
No. Not when there's a Dark Phoenix movie
coming out in like an hour. And New Mutants, by the way, I'm not sure if you know, they're probably putting that to Disney Plus.
Oh, really?
I saw something that said, yeah, like New Mutants, they pushed it back to like August of whatever, and no one cares. So there's a good chance it's going on the Plus.
Good, because I don't even know what that movie's supposed to be anyway. The trailers are weird.
There was one trailer 2 years ago.
But the trailer was like made out to be a horror movie, and I'm like, awesome. And then I saw these posters where everybody's like edgy, like making faces like, and I'm like, what the hell is this movie supposed to be?
Exactly.
Is it supposed to be a horror movie or not?
Fun fact, I have the poster for New Mutants that says it's coming out November of last year, and I kind of want to see if it's worth any money.
Do you really have it?
Yeah, because Epic throws out everything, and after we got the new guy, he didn't care about keeping him. He just tossed him. I was like, shit, I'll take that.
Shit. It's probably worth nothing. It turns out.
Okay. You have to pay people to take it.
Literally. Who?
The new what? But no, I have a feeling. I was thinking really hard last night. So, because again, I was watching the release, and I was like, what would they do? So, Spider-Man, at the end of this, it's probably going to be something Spider-Man related. I wouldn't doubt if it is. If we get if there's two after credits, one of them's going to be Spider-Man, one of them is going to set up Captain Marvel as the leader of the Avengers. One
of them's going to be so completely dumb and useless. One of them's going to be the rest of them eating shawarma again. There's something to call back to the first Avengers. And the one directly after the credits, the mid-credit scene, is going to be
Captain Marvel
something
is
important.
Now God.
It's going to be
she is your Jesus, accept it.
It's going to be something that's and everybody's totally unimpressed by it. It's gonna be like Jude Law coming out and be like, oh, you thought you saw the last of me, and everybody's gonna be like, I don't give one fuck about that. So
maybe,
I'm gonna go home now.
Or just a thought, because in the event that they do the secret invasion, there's gonna be like a dead body. Someone's gonna die. Someone that we don't care about is gonna die. Like someone, either Cap or Tony are gonna die, undoubtedly.
They're both gonna die. My theory is all 6 are gonna die.
Or they're gonna die and then time stone, so they reverse it, and then they're like, yeah, I'm never doing that shit again. I'm gonna retire in the Hamptons. Have a great day. Here's my shield, Bucky. Have a good one.
So do you want to, like, my quick theory, like my only like theory that I don't do any research on this because I don't want to spoil anything, but like just from seeing some of the set picks, I think that the alternate reality is going to play into it. Like there's going to be an alternate reality where it's the 1940s and Steve can live there, and I think everybody's going to go to their reality they want to live in.
Like what Scarlet Witch did?
Kind of, yeah. Like I thought everybody's going to go to where they want to live or something like that, because there is a picture of him in his in his
40s attire.
In his army gear. So
I think I have a feeling, I don't know about time travel. I don't know about alternate reality. I think time travel is more likely, to be honest. Granted, there's quantum realm. I don't know what quantum realm is going to be.
I don't know what that even means. I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I'm still confused.
Exactly, because Ant-Man and the Wasp really wants you to care about science, and oh golly gosh, do I not? I do not give a damn about any of that fake science. But I don't know. I think I have a feeling. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what's gonna happen. One of them or both of them are gonna die, and then again, time stone MacGuffin. Like when Vision died, everyone was like, "No!" Or like a few people,
were they?
No, I know, like 3 people in my theater were like, "No," and 3 people were like, "Thank God." And then
nobody I know is like, "Not Vision, please God, not Vision."
And then I was like, even when I saw it, because at the screening I saw it, I was like, "Oh, he's dead," but there's a 100% chance he's coming back to life. Thanos literally has a green stone on his gem. And so I saw how I saw the screening, and then I saw the regular showing the next day with a full audience. The full audience, everyone was like, when he started using the time stone. I was like, what the hell did you think he got it for?
They're like, I know you do that with this thing called the time stone.
The MacGuffin piece that helped Doctor Strange basically solve his movie? What?
I know Endgame's going to be super amazing, but I just don't. I think it's gonna be really hard for me to give a shit about anything after that.
Honestly, because this is the finale. This is the Return of the Jedi.
This is the characters I've literally been watching for 11 years.
A decade.
So like that's kind of hard to one up with Captain Marvel, who honestly I really don't give a shit about.
I hope she's better in a group setting. I have a feeling she will be.
We'll see.
Because I mean, she's been alive for like 20 years now. Granted, she's only been hanging out with green people, but she's been alive.
So there's going to be a whole new set of Avengers. So the new set of Avengers that I think it's going to be Black Panther, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, the people who aren't getting Disney Plus TV shows.
Yeah.
Ant-Man,
Wasp, probably. Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like pretty much everybody who died in Endgame everybody who died in Infinity War is going to come back in Endgame.
Yes.
They're gonna switch spots. Like I knew that. I got that as soon as Infinity War ended. I'm like, because they were all supposed to die. Like, and I know everybody knows this is gonna be the last movie.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense because they just introduced Spider-Man. They just introduced Black Panther. And they just killed him off right away.
And again, they're very loud about their contracts.
Yeah.
They are very, like, Bucky has 9 movies as of, like, Civil War. He had, like, 9 or some bullshit. And I was like, oh, so he's the next Cap. Thank God.
No. Perfect. Like,
thank God. I don't want Falcon Cap. That's the last thing I want.
I don't want Chris Evans to leave, but, like, at this point, he kind of... Every good thing has to end at some point. Otherwise, you get, like, Walking Dead.
Oh, God. I have a genuine feeling that, again, one of them or a few of them are going to die, and then they're going to be like, yikes, never mind, rewind, whatchamacallit. I think Nebula is going to play a big part in it, because Nebula was important in the Infinity Gauntlet, so I have a feeling she's going to be, like, the unsung hero, and I hope she doesn't deliver all of her lines like this, because that's why I hate Guardians, too.
She's like, oh my God.
Gamora, I'm half robot.
He did. He got rid of half.
She was better in Infinity. She talked like a regular human.
I disagree.
I think she was better in Infinity than Guardians 2.
I think she's bad in everything.
I think, yeah, but Guardians 2 was like, dear God, why open your mouth? She's talking like Keira Knightley the whole damn time. But that's
John Bernthal with the Punisher.
One match, too much.
Should have washed off in the fucking sink. You're like, speak up, John. Please.
We can't hear you back here in the first row.
I'm gonna need you to like. I say that like I think I've said it on 3 podcasts now. Like that dude had so much potential.
So much potential. Yeah,
he used to speak up.
We haven't talked since you finished the Punisher, and you're still angry. So.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that while we're doing this.
Oh God, but I didn't want to talk about this. I was thinking about last night, right? Where they would introduce some of the Fox people. I have a feeling Guardians 3 is probably going to be the May release, the May 2020. Makes sense. They're going to incorporate something Silver Surfery. Something, because everyone's like, they're going to go cosmic. I'm not sure if you know, they're doing something called The Eternals is going to be a movie. I cannot tell you anything about the Eternals other than I think Thanos' brother is on that team. He has a regular brother. Exactly. I don't care about it at all.
It's like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you're saying these things to me, and anything past Endgame, I'm like, this sounds dumb, and I don't want to. I don't want it.
I don't want the Eternals. It's probably not going to make its money back. It's going to be like Ant-Man, where it makes like $20 more than the budget.
But to be fair, they said the same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy because that came out, and I was like, who?
True.
I was like, who the fuck is Star-Lord?
Exactly. But comic people were excited for Guardians. No one's excited for the Eternals. No. I don't want to see that.
Nobody wants to see that.
That's going to happen. They're either going to tease something eternally or something Silver Surfery. Then the next one's probably going to be Doctor Strange. And I don't know who they... I would like him and Baron Mordo to go against each other, and then the third one could actually be Dormammu. Like, I would like Dormammu to be an actual character.
I have very little knowledge about Doctor Strange.
As do I. So. As I know Dormammu's a big character. But Black Panther 2, this is the one I'm actually excited for. I'm going to tell you why. There's a character, his name is the Submariner. Namor the Submariner. He was Steve Rogers' teammate in the 1940s. He is like the first Aquaman. He was Aquaman before Aquaman. He was like Aquaman in the late 30s. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I understand why you're angry. In Avengers vs. X-Men, you said you read that, right?
I did read it. I read it like when you recommended it to me
3
when
years
we still
ago.
worked at Epic.
So 3 years ago.
It was long. I know the ending and I know
the beginning.
Yes, that's about it.
Whatchamacallit? Namor starts a war with Wakanda. He's Atlantean. He floods Wakanda in that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, since him being from a neighboring land, Atlantis, I have a feeling he will be the villain because him drowning again with the Marvel having the rolling continuity. He floods Wakanda in 2012. Avengers X-Men happens. Today, I'm reading the most current, or not like the 2018-17 Black Panther, and they're still like, "Yo, we got flooded, bro. Like we are dying."
Like, remember that thing that happened 1,700 issues ago?
Exactly. So I have a feeling Namor is going to be the bad guy, and I like him because again, he's like, imagine if Aquaman was an asshole. Just imagine like if Aquaman wasn't so lenient and like such a cool dude. Imagine if he was like a pompous, listen here, bitch. Like, here's how I thought. If someone commits a crime in Atlantis in Aquaman, he'd be like, oh, give him a light sentence. I have a feeling Namor would be like, cut off his dick and feed it to him.
So is Namor a villain?
He is and he isn't. That's the thing. He's like, he dances on that gray line a lot.
So I saw the thing where Scott Derrickson or whatever, the director of Doctor Strange, tweeted a picture of Namor. Oh. Like literally tweeted a picture of Namor and said some shit.
Imperious Rex. That's his thing.
Something, yeah. And then he deleted it like really quick.
Huh.
So I think that he's definitely going to be in the MCU.
I don't want him. I would much rather have him in Black Panther than Doctor Strange because I don't know what he does with the good Doctor. That's important. But I could see Silver Surfer being an after credit for the Doctor too. But hear me out. Hear me out. So end of the UN. End of Black Panther 1 was like a whole UN thing, and we're all I'm bringing Wakanda stuff to you. I have a feeling they're gonna introduce Doctor Doom in the Black Panther because I think he's the perfect opposite. Whereas Black Panther, T'Challa's the king of this technically advanced nation, and they're all a bunch of gods with magic beads that can not only text people and show you maps, but can heal white agents who got shot in the spine. And like, he has like all these little MacGuffin pieces and whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Doctor Doom is like a dictator of a land that their main export is dirt and their main import is the plague. Like, there's the perfect opposite of this Eastern Euro country where people still live in like those sheds and shit.
So, do you think he has enough of a presence to support a Thanos role, or do you think he is more of a 1 to 2 movie villain? Like, do you think the next villain? Do you think the next overarching bad guy is going to be like? Do you think it's either going to be Galactus, or do you think Doctor Doom has enough weight to support that arc?
I think Doctor Doom. It's really hit or miss. So I've told you this on a podcast and in life before that there's a big event in like the mid 2000s was called Annihilation, where like the whole universe is getting eaten by robot bugs or some shit. I don't know, but there's this character named Annihilus who's a big part of the Fantastic Four lore. They could do that. It was a big deal again in like the mid to late 2000s. Thanos was in that, so it makes sense as to why they'd bring Thanos back. They could also do whatchamacallit. Galactus could be. Here's the thing: if they do Galactus, they have to end. Like, you can't do anything. After wiping out half of everything, I feel like you could end there by having a dude who could legitimately eat the Earth.
This is like part of my problem with this, just because like
Where
there's
could
so
you go?
there's no exactly, like the stakes are so like fucked at that point, because you have the person that can eat a planet, and after you defeat him, where do you go? Like that. Fang Foom?
Exactly.
Like, I don't think so.
What are you gonna do? You gonna bring back the Mandarin again?
Yeah.
I feel like 10 years ago, or not even 5 years ago, the MCU could go wherever it wanted to, and it would have the amazing lifespan of, what's next? What's next? We've gotten to that point. We've gotten to what is next. We got to the Thanos. He killed half of everything.
But that's like if you look, because if he hadn't have done it in this movie wouldn't have been as good, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Because it all hinges on, like, he actually did it. He actually got away with it. The stakes were high, and they failed.
They have higher than everything. This is the Empire Strikes Back of the modern day.
That's what
Everyone lost. It's amazing. And after this, I genuinely, like, I want to see how they're gonna beat Thanos. Are they, though? Like, who's gonna make it out of that? That's the thing.
I think all 6 are gonna die.
I
think all 6 are gonna die for sure. I have no doubt in my mind.
I think Thor definitely will, because I heard something saying that, like, I mean, think about it like this: Thor failed. This is technically Thor's fault.
Nah, it's technically Star-Lord's fault.
Oh yeah, but like, you should have aimed for the head or the arm. Like, I feel like Thor's gonna have his character arc is gonna be like, damn, I was the last line of defense, and I kind of messed up, huh?
Yeah, I do. Like, he's in the trailer, he's all mopey.
You see him all hunched over, and so I have a feeling that, like, Cap wasn't gonna do anything. Cap was like the second guy to go with Thanos, and then he flicked him.
Literally, he just like gave him the 2-piece, and Thanos like, okay,
punched him in the forehead and kept walking. He did like the Luke Cage thing, which Luke Cage, I mentioned the entire show. Like, people are like wailing on him, and he'll just slap him on the forehead, and then they'll just fall, and it's hilarious. And that's what Thanos did essentially. He just went like that, and then kept on walking. So I don't know. I'm scared, because this is the last 10 years of my life.
I know. I'm really nervous, because I don't want to see like Chris Evans and like and Robert Downey Jr. I don't want to see them leave, but like I know they've been doing this for 10 years, and they're probably burnt out as fuck.
Exactly.
But
I mean, I wouldn't doubt if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. So they did something lately where Iron Man, like, Tony disappeared or some bullshit after the second Civil War, so he gave Riri Ironheart his AI. He gave him like a you know how like Friday, like,
so you think I've actually heard this theory that he's gonna be Spider-Man's AI.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, that's
and it makes it. He could do all his lines in a day.
Yep.
Give him $1 trillion, and then he walks away.
Doesn't even have to be on set. Like, it can just do it over the phone.
Do what we're doing. He sends he puts a recording, uploads it to a shared Google Drive folder.
Yep.
And then Kevin Feige puts it in the film. Like, I have a feeling that could happen, because he has Suit Lady. That's cool. Tony has Friday. But I don't know. I'm scared, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Honestly, I don't care. At this point, I know what's gonna happen. The only thing I really want to happen is I want Mark Ruffalo Hulk to die. Like, he has been my least favorite part about.
Really?
Well, I just don't like Mark Ruffalo. Like I don't think he's interesting unless he is the Hulk. I don't like him as Bruce Banner. I like Edward Norton as Bruce Banner.
I like him as Bruce Banner. I did not like him in Age of Ultron.
He has one or two good lines, but the whole time he's just like talking with his weird like stroke face, and like I'm just like he just doesn't have anything interesting to say ever. Like he's just one of the most uninteresting parts of everything that goes on in the MCU. Like I get he is like a contributing factor, like to Ultron, whatever. Like he is Tony Stark's like mental significant or mental like
equivalent. Yeah, they're on the same plane. Yeah, like the same plane.
But I just don't think there's anything interesting about him other than he turns into the Hulk.
Exactly.
Like we were joking about this the other day. Like no one's watching this. Like, well, no, he has a lot of degrees in computer science, and like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, I don't care about his gamma radiation studies. I just go Hulk and punch something, please and thank you.
I don't want this. Like nobody wanted him to be Bruce Banner in all of Infinity War.
I liked him in all of Infinity War. No, I like him with other people. They'll never give him a movie because Universal and the rights and all that. But I don't know. It's just I want him. I don't want him to have any lines with Natasha next movie. That's for damn sure. If they have one scene together, they better both die in the next scene. I'm letting you know right now.
Yeah, literally. I just don't know how they made him like so uninteresting to watch, because in Spotlight he's a really good actor. Like he's a really good actor, but as Bruce Banner, I was just watching the whole time and I'm just like, he's not Tony Stark. Like he is a less interesting Tony Stark.
He's not as funny. He's not snarky. He's not whatever.
Unless he's big, green, and hitting CGI things. I don't give a shit.
I haven't seen Infinity War since it left theaters, and I don't plan on watching it again until.
Really?
I genuinely don't plan on watching it again until like a week before Endgame, because I watched the first Avengers to shit. Like I watched that movie so much that I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, like. I watched that movie in theaters, and when it came out, I thought it was the greatest piece of cinema ever to be released.
I still love it. I just can't watch it anymore.
I can't watch the first 2/3. Like, when it came out, I was super hyped about it. Thought it was amazing, and I went back.
Never seen anything.
Even when I watched it, I watched it at home, and I'm like, yeah. And the beginning happened, I'm like, whoa, and then like the rest of those 2/3 are just so boring.
It's just so much.
You're just like,
talking.
I don't care about any of this.
Loki's in jail.
Yeah,
but again, we've never seen anything like that before. In the moment, still putting myself in the seat of that theater. I know exactly where I sat. I was in theater 8. Like I was whatchamacallit. Yeah, I still have that feeling. I can respect it for that. I have to watch it again because I'm watching them with my brother because he's never seen. So like we just saw Iron Man 1. He really loved it, which I was shocked because he has a shitty attention span.
Really?
And like the second act of that movie, when he's like testing his flight and all that, my brother was like, "This is really cool." And I was like,
"That's awesome."
Thank you, because I had to literally hold him down to watch Star Wars. So
Star Wars is like, you have to grow up with Star Wars. I feel like if you are new to the franchise, you're not gonna like it.
Exactly. I showed it to him when he was like 7, so he does like it. He does have that feeling towards Star Wars that like when we took him to see Rogue One, he freaking loved it. He loved episode 8, especially when like the thing goes through the ship and he was like, oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, he loves that stuff. But it was hard. I had to like hold him down because he had a worse attention span when he was 7. So I was like, freaking watch it. Look, Ewoks, Jaden.
Ewoks, and was like, aha! Why is this puppet talking to me?
But no, we had to, when we watched the new ones, or the new ones, we watched Iron Man, he genuinely liked it. I'm mad I'm gonna have to watch Avengers again. Like, when I watched it with my girlfriend, it was cool, because again, she's never seen these either. I'm not sure if I told you that. She saw Infinity War with like her mom. Her mom was like, let's go see it. She was like, okay, I guess.
Oh, she never
She saw the ones that came out when we worked at Epic.
Oh, gotcha.
Like Guardians 2 Plus.
So she's never seen the other ones?
No. And then she saw it. Well, it was funny. She went to a different theater while I was watching it with my mom. She was like, "This is really good, and I want to watch them." I was like, "Great, we'll do it." I put her through the ringer. I didn't watch the boring ones like the Thors and the the Iron Man 3. I didn't show her that.
The only one I really like can't watch is Thor: Dark World. Thor: The Dark World is like a really bad movie.
I don't know why. I haven't seen it since it came out.
The only reason it exists is because it introduced the Infinity Stone.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Exactly.
There's nothing interesting about the story. There's nothing interesting about the villain. There's nothing interesting about anything that happens in this film.
Yeah, Malekith was really boring. And it sucks because Malekith is a really great character. He is like this wicked leader, and he's a scary good wizard. Like, you think every time they introduce a wizard in like the Thor comics, it's like, yo, this guy knows what he's doing. Put him against Malekith. And then like Malekith just like does the simplest shit and murders him. And it's like the most metal character. And now in hindsight thinking about it, I'm like, damn, they really made him boring.
I don't remember a thing about that movie.
Exactly.
I like not one. I remember the end credit scene where they take the Infinity Stone to the Collector, and that's it. Like, I remember,
I don't know, but when
Natalie Portman being in it, and she was in the goo.
Yes, when Benicio del Toro says whatchamacallit,
something about it being an Infinity
down,
Stone.
2 down, 4 to go. I was like, oh, so I'm invested. Again, it's like when you have the build-up for so long, and then you get to the peak, all there's left is down. And that's what's scary. So after they focus on these main guys, they're going to have to start doing Fantastic Four and all that. So I would think Victor Von Doom would be the rightful start to all this. And then you could go into Fantastic Four, which, doesn't translate well to screen because superhero team from 1961, and they're boring and yada yada. But hey, I mean, Marvel made Ant-Man funny. Like,
true, and
Ant-Man was a wife beater before this.
I have full faith in Marvel that they can do it. I'm really interested to see how, because I personally think the Fantastic Four
are garbage.
Are absolute garbage, and their powers are not interesting to look at on screen. Like, I don't want to see
Other than Human Torch.
Exactly, and then there's Rock Hulk.
Less strong Hulk, Stretch Man, woman that you can only see sometimes.
Other than that, I really don't care about the Fantastic Four at all. Not even a little bit.
Exactly. But whatchamacallit? You know, Marvel has this thing where they take people. When the trailers for Iron Man came out, I remember people saying that looks like garbage. And then 10 years later, we watch a big purple dildo snap and then make all of our favorite people disappear, and people cry, damn it. But, no, I don't know. I feel like I'm excited to see what they do for X-Men, but, they're not going to look at X-Men until 2021. They're not even going to touch that franchise. They got to let the bad taste get out of everyone's mouth, and then they're going to start messing with it.
I personally don't even think they're going to introduce a new Wolverine until
the second X-Men.
Maybe a second or third X-Men movie.
Which is smart.
Yeah, absolutely. I
want the first one to be a Cyclops movie or a Charles movie. We need those.
I think that they need to do the Avengers thing and make... Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Because I don't know how they can support... They can't... Actually, never mind. I retract that. I retract that. They're absolutely... not interesting on their own.
Here's the thing with X-Men. So how X-Men starts, right? It's like, if you look at some of the origins of comics, it's just Charles Xavier going to these mutants being like, hey, you're pretty cool. You want to come with me? Like, you're getting like hazed. People hate you. Come with me to this school, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, sure, strange bald man in chair. Of course I will. But he has a whole school with 5 people. Let that sink in for a second. All right, sank in? Okay, so in 1963, okay, that's fine. I understand. But nowadays, you can't do an origin story with a man with a school that is like 1 trillion square feet and have 5 people go to it with no teachers. It makes sense in Apocalypse. I like how in Apocalypse, I understand you don't like it, but like Charles is teaching classes to mutants. It's an actual functioning school. In Days of Future Past, Hank's like, if they didn't get drafted, they got drafted or died. I think there was a line where everyone kind of got drafted or left, so we don't have a school right now. So I don't know, it's weird. By the way, Mystique's dying in Dark Phoenix.
Oh, they made that.
Can't wait.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why they made that a vocal point for the movie. Like, I would have gone and seen it if everybody knew she was gonna die anyway, but they put it in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And Jennifer Lawrence is totally not invested in this character anymore. You see her makeup? Her makeup looks like trash.
It's so, before they put her head to toe in blue, and she was like, I don't like blue, and they were like, well, you signed on for 30 of these, so.
She's like, you don't pay me enough to get my full body painted with scales. Every 3 hours. So
for real, it's 3 hours every day, bro. I feel like
honestly,
Drax,
it's probably way more than
Drax
that.
Doesn't have much longer either. Have you seen the process of what it takes to make Drax?
Yeah, I actually watched that time lapse.
Yeah, he has one more movie in him.
And that's a lot.
Before Batista.
I don't know how long Batista's gonna like put up with that.
Again, after Guardians 3. By the way, I don't want to see the Guardians after Guardians 3. I'm okay if they just.
They're gonna make a movie. You know, they're gonna make a movie centered around the Sylvester Stallone squad.
Oh.
You remember that from Guardians 2 that nobody cared about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna happen.
Okay.
It's gonna happen. I promise.
Oh God.
I was actually thinking that's what was Guardians 3 was going to be.
Yeah, the next Guardians, the original.
Like,
Guardians.
oh my God, it's Miley Cyrus as a fucking weird robot. Cool.
Wait, was that actually her voice?
I think it was. Absolutely.
You are lying.
No, I promise. I'll look it up right now.
Please
dude.
do.
I saw it and I was like,
I think
what?
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna use all these little stories to just usher in the new wave. And Phase 4 is gonna be heavy X-Men and Fantastic stuff, and it's gonna be between 2019 and 2022. And they're gonna add stuff. They're gonna remove stuff. I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know.
She is absolutely a voice in this movie.
She is.
Oh man.
I didn't know.
This is their yeah. I think I saw it in the credits and I was like, what the fuck?
This movie came out 2 years ago.
Like, Jesus.
I'm just finding this out now. No, yeah, I don't know. It's this.
Miley Cyrus confirmed MCU.
And I'm scared because I think genuinely this is the end of superhero film.
Yeah,
I think
that's a good point.
We are on the dawn of the end of super. Like, it's gonna go the way of the Western. Like, you can only do so much. And yes,
I mean, maybe it's time.
Maybe it's time. I mean, DC, they're trying to rebrand, and that's fine. Like Shazam, everyone's saying Shazam's fun, and Suicide Squad's supposed to be a hard reboot, and whatchamacallit. So that's fine and all, but I have a feeling MCU's days are limited post-Endgame. Like, they're gonna have... Yes, they have the Fox, and yes, they can usher in the X-Men, but we already saw all of the good main X-Men stories. We already saw Phoenix Saga done horribly twice. Granted, now they have aliens that they can work with. Now they could do the Phoenix Saga correctly. I don't want to see Phoenix Saga until 2025.
I totally agree with you. Like, yeah. I've been thinking about this ever since Infinity War came out. After Endgame, I'm probably not gonna give a shit. Like, I'm probably not gonna give a shit about Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, but I don't really care unless they make Mysterio really interesting, because the Waterman is totally the fake villain for that movie. I hope you know.
Oh, for sure.
He's totally the fake
Hydro Man?
Yeah, no. It's absolutely going to be Jake Gyllenhaal. So.
Question, you think Venom is going to be an after credit?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Unless they completely trash and they won't, by the way, because that movie made $1 billion or something like that. It made a lot of money.
Like 800 something.
They won't trash the Tom Hardy verse.
Damn.
And that's the only way he's going to be in any Spider-Man movie, which sucks because that's a really interesting, like the symbiote story or whatever is.
It's really interesting.
I've read the wiki. I've not read the comic book, but the wiki was interesting.
I read the wiki.
The wiki was interesting. And I love Spider-Man. He's like one of my favorites.
Exactly.
So I want to see it done. Okay.
I feel like they can only do so many Spider-Man stories. We're probably going to get Norman in an after credit scene or something related to.
So, who do you think
bought the building?
Yes. I think Norman Osborn actually bought that building. I think because they already had the rights to Norman Osborn.
Yes.
They didn't have the rights to Fox when they did this. Unless they totally changed the trajectory of the
screw Norman.
Yeah. Like they're like, fuck Green Goblin. Well, where's Willem Dafoe? Like, can we get him back?
Oh God, no, please.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I'm good.
No, I think whatchamacallit, the next era of superhero movie will be dominated by what's left of like the Phase 2 characters that still have contracts, and the Eternals is going to be one movie and it's not going to make its money, and X-Men, again, you can only do so many X-Men. You can't really do a lot of X-Men stories when so many bad ones are still left in our mouth. Like, they can never do Days of Future Past.
No,
Period.
Days of Future Past is amazing.
It was done. It was perfect. Don't touch it. They can never touch that storyline. They can touch Apocalypse. They have a chance to do Ensabah Nur good. I like saying his full name.
Who?
That's Apocalypse's real name, by the way. Ensabah Nur.
Wow.
Yeah, I like saying his full name because I feel terrible when I say it. I strap in my fingerless gloves when I say it.
Push up your glasses.
Ensabah Nur. But like, what other X-Men things can they do? Like, you're the X-Men. What else could they do? other than the two main storylines?
I have no idea. I have no idea unless they do X-Men versus Avengers with the remaining Avengers, and that's probably going to be a likely storyline, and it's going to suck. And I don't know. Honestly, they're probably better off making it a show. They're probably better off making these characters and putting them on the Disney Plus TV series, which also raises another question: How are the Vision, Scarlet Witch, Bucky, and Falcon shows going to play into the continuity of the MCU? Do you think?
Vision and Scarlet Witch had like a 4-part series in like the late 80s or mid 80s, and I don't know. Like, I personally don't care for either of them. I think Vision's too purple for me, and unless they bring back Pietro, her brother, Quicksilver, I don't want to see a show. And even if they do, who cares? Like, what are they gonna fight? Like, what is? I can't name one Scarlet Witch villain. You know, I can't name not one. It's just gonna be them going on dates and her saying Paprikash. Like, that's gonna be the whole show.
I don't think there's
Bucky
anything...
Cap they could do, or the Cap or Winter Soldier, Falcon one they can't do. That could just be a whole show about Black Ops missions and whatever.
Even then, even if Bucky is New Cap and New Cap is on Disney Plus TV series, like, I just don't see what they could. These are supporting characters. These are not characters that I think should have their own anything, because I just don't think they're that interesting. Exactly. Like, I think that Falcon is interesting in the context of Captain America. I think Bucky is interesting in the context of Captain America. All these characters are interesting in the context of other more interesting characters. So I don't know how they're even going to do any of this. Loki, that show's going to be a prequel, so it doesn't even matter.
Oh yeah, they could just do like Norse stuff from 800 BC, and like, I'm fine.
And I don't even know how that one's going to be interesting, because he's only interesting with Thor to be his opposite.
Exactly,
you know?
And I'm Loki'd out.
I've
seen enough.
They're announcing all these things, and they kind of just all fall flat.
Exactly. When the stake is the universe, I don't know what else they could do to get us hype. And again, I genuinely, I'm calling it now. Superhero movies might not be around in 10 years.
Maybe they shouldn't.
Exactly.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is like the Renaissance. You know, come and it had its time.
This is its peak. Now we're on the decline. And we're gonna go back to seeing a Blade movie every 10 years, or like God knows what else. But yeah, I don't know. Or fingers crossed. If they do Wolverine, you already know what story I want. Origin.
No, yeah, I know you. I was talking about how good that comic is.
So freaking good.
Not ready.
Origin, yet. Weapon X, and then put them in the X-Men movies. In that order, damn it. In that order. I don't want it unless it's like that.
I think that he'll be an after credits scene and then show up in his own origin movie, like Captain Marvel.
Okay. I can see that. Or like, the Cyclops is walking down the hallway. Why are there 3 claw marks on this wall?
Yeah, exactly.
X-Men will return. In 20, who cares?
Yep.
I don't know, man. Well, I think that's about it, yeah?
Yeah, Punisher Season 2 was bad, by the way.
Oh, God.
I want to just throw that in there. Don't even waste your time.
I won't.
I was so let down.
I still haven't finished freaking Daredevil.
John Bernthal's great. Daredevil Season 3 is really good. Watch that instead. Don't watch Punisher Season 2. Or Season 1.
God. I don't know, man. Superheroes, it sucks because they're great. And like comics, they can keep it going because they always make new threats. And whatchamacallit, there's always something else. Every summer they have a big blockbuster. The next big series is going to be X-Men centric, I think.
I don't feel personally like I need any more of these movies after Endgame. Like, I will be fine. I'll be good.
And it's a really bittersweet feeling I have in my heart when saying that.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks. I don't want to see the end. However, I can acknowledge that, hey, we've reached our limit, and we've done. I mean, Star Wars is ending after this.
I mean, it's like
apparently.
No, it's not. Yeah. Because what's his name? The
Mandalorian.
This continuity is ending, but they're going to keep pumping out Star Wars shit because it makes a lot of money.
The Mandalorian. There's rumors of a Knights of the Old Republic movie.
There's going to be what's his name? Rian Johnson has a whole other trilogy. They gave him a trilogy.
Oh God, they did.
So that's going to be around forever.
The writers of Game of Thrones did something. Or they're doing a whatchamacallit, like these 2 brothers who wrote Game of Thrones.
Oh, they're doing the Knights. I had the Knights of the Old Republic thing.
Yeah, and if that's cool. Knights of the Old Republic actually works better for TV because it's like a 22-hour game.
I've never played the game.
It's pretty fun. No, I'm not gonna lie, it's really fun. It just don't think about it too much because it's kind of stupid when you think about it. Like the main crux of the series would be like, why? But I think you should play it. It's like I said, solid 20 hours of your life. and you'll have fun. But yeah,
I think that there's so much other good media out that is not movies that I think will be okay.
Yeah, I think superheroes just focus on the video game verse now.
I mean, look at like all the good. They're like bringing back really well written horror movies. We had a lull where all we had was like
the Conjuring verse.
The Conjuring 1 and 2 are good movies. Everything after that is fucking trash. Like all those little in between movies are.
What were those movies? The Paranormal Activity.
Paranormal Activity was the first one was scary, 3 was scary, and 5 was scary.
5?
5 was actually pretty scary.
There's 5 of them?
Yes, but there was a period of time where all we had was like this, like we had like cheesy Chucky movies. Like we didn't have really well written. At least in America, we didn't have well written horror movies.
That's true, because I noticed that they're doing like every Stephen King thing, like freaking every. They're doing It 2, Child's Play, and Pet Sematary.
But they're doing them good. Child's Play is not. I don't think it's Stephen King.
Isn't it?
No, Child's Play is not Stephen King.
Chucky's not Stephen King? Really?
Yeah, Chucky's not Stephen King.
When I looked at the poster, it had the same font as the It and the
it's very
Pet
confusing.
Sematary.
Yeah,
so
I can see why you think that. No, it's not. That one's actually not Stephen King, but I think it's going to be garbage. It's absolutely going to be garbage. Because Chucky's a stupid character.
Oh, is he?
Fuck yeah, dude, he's a doll. I never found anything scary about Chucky, but I mean, I'm positive. I have a positive outlook on the future of movies because there's more and more good content coming out every year. So,
R.I.P. the MCU. And with that, thank you for tuning in. Let's see how long this bitch is. Thank you for this 56 minutes. Dear God.
This is a very, very
long,
all over the place podcast.
Thank you for tuning into our long-winded cluster of a podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. Give us suggestions. Tell us what we're doing good. Tell us what we're doing bad. It doesn't really matter. Thank you, friends. Have a great one.